The 1970s, a time when network executives seemed to be running a competition for weirdest show ever greenlit. It was a decade of big hair, big collars, and even bigger risks, and some of those risks were questionable, to say the least. From invisible cops and singing chimps to primetime flops that feel more like fever dreams, these are the 10 strange 1970s TV shows that could never have existed today. Buckle up, because we're diving into a world of television so bizarre, you'll be checking if we made these up. Spoiler alert, we didn't. 1. Super Train, 1979. Imagine the Love Boat, but on a nuclear-powered train the size of a cruise ship, complete with disco floors, swimming pools, and luxury cabins. NBC spent millions on this futuristic locomotive fantasy, making it the most expensive TV series of its time. The train could travel from New York to LA in 36 hours, and was so big that it had multiple storylines running at once, each in different parts of the train. Why it could never exist today. The sets were enormous, the cost was insane, and streaming audiences would roast it into oblivion within 24 hours. Supertrain crashed after just 9 episodes, leaving NBC with a financial black eye they wouldn't recover from for years. 2. Pink Lady and Jeff, 1980, cheating by a few months. Okay, technically it premiered in 1980, but it was born from late 70s variety madness. NBC paired Japanese pop duo Pink Lady, who spoke barely any English, with American comedian Jeff Altman in a variety show full of skits, musical numbers, and awkward cultural misunderstandings. The result? Pure chaos. The language barrier meant Jeff had to explain jokes in real time, the humor didn't translate, and the whole thing felt like a fever dream wrapped in sequins. Today, there's no way a network would throw millions at a show without ensuring the hosts could actually understand each other. 3. Holmes and Yo-Yo, 1976. This buddy cop comedy gave us Detective Alexander Holmes and his partner Yo-Yo, an android who malfunctioned constantly. His chest had a built-in printer. He could take Polaroid photos with his head, and he'd freeze if someone took his batteries out. The slapstick was endless, sometimes literally, as Yo-Yo's circuits would glitch in the middle of a case. Modern audiences used to gritty police dramas would laugh this one right out of the pitch meeting. 4th Turn On, 1969, but aired like a 70s fever dream. Okay, this technically aired in '69, once. ABC pulled the plug after just 1 episode because it was too fast-paced, too risque, and too absurd. It was basically a living cartoon of sex jokes, political digs, and surreal animations. Stations started dropping it mid-broadcast, unheard of at the time. If it came out today, Twitter would explode in real-time memes, but in the buttoned-up early 70s, career suicide. 5. Far Out Space Nuts, 1975. What happens when you mix 2 bumbling NASA janitors with a faulty rocket launch? You get Bob Denver and Chuck McCann accidentally shot into space, befriending aliens and causing cosmic chaos. It had the campy humor of Gilligan's Island, but in outer space, complete with foam rubber aliens and obviously fake planets. Kids loved it for a season. Today, the budget would barely cover 1 episode of The Mandalorian, and the intentionally corny acting would get buried under YouTube parodies. 6. Bigfoot and Wild Boy, 1977. A teenage boy raised in the wilderness is befriended by a very articulate Bigfoot. Together, they protect nature from everything from poachers to aliens. It was as if Tarzan and the $6 Million Man had a strange, furry love child. Bigfoot could leap over trees, wrestle robots, and deliver life lessons. It ran as part of the Croft Super Show. But imagine trying to pitch Bigfoot Fights Space Invaders to Netflix today without irony. 7. The Harlem Globetrotters on Gilligan's Island, 1981 TV movie, born from late 70s TV weirdness. Yes, this happened. The stranded crew of the SS Minnow somehow encounters the Harlem Globetrotters, who end up playing basketball against evil robots to save the island. It's one of those plots you couldn't make up, and yet here we are. It mashed together sports celebrities, sitcom characters, and sci-fi villains into one glorious mess. 8. Me and the Chimp, 1972. Ted Bessel stars as a dentist whose new family member is Buttons, a mischievous chimpanzee. Buttons would ruin dinners, escape cages, and cause slapstick havoc, all while wearing adorable outfits. Animal rights laws today, and common sense, would make this impossible, not to mention the safety risks of working with chimps on set. 9. The Ghostbusters, 1975. Before Bill Murray ever strapped on a proton pack, there was this live-action Saturday morning series. It starred two goofy paranormal investigators and their sidekick, a gorilla in a trench coat named Tracy. Each week, they'd battle a different ghost who was usually played for laughs. No CGI, just bad costumes and wacky sound effects. The rights eventually went to Columbia Pictures, which is why Ghostbusters the movie had to pay for the name. 10. Salvage 1, 1979. Andy Griffith plays a junk dealer who builds a spaceship from scrap to salvage junk from the moon. Yes, this was a serious drama. The pilot episode actually pulled in great ratings, but the concept stretched reality past breaking point. Even with today's CGI, this DIY moon mission idea would have Twitter in stitches before episode 2 aired. So there you have it, 10 of the strangest TV shows the 1970s ever gave us, and proof that back then, if you could dream it, no matter how ridiculous, some network executive would probably give it a shot. Which one of these did you find the weirdest? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this trip through the wild side of television history, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss a new nostalgia deep dive. Until next time, keep rewinding the good old days.